suspended, I think, isn't like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. Just as Ian Wright said there, folks, people deluded, I'm back again. First things first, happy Friday. I hope you're all doing well and safe. As usual, to my regular viewers or supporters of my content, appreciative to you lot tuned in. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribing. Everyone do me a favor, make sure you're smashing the like button and you're commenting any thoughts. Now, deadline day is finally here, man. You know, it's been a long drawn-out transfer window, if I'm honest with you, in terms of rumours. Where Arsenal are concerned, I don't think it's been perfect. I definitely don't think it's been terrible. It's been kind of perfect, really. Unfortunately, Timber's injured, but Timber, Havertz and Rice have come in. They were Arteta's key targets. We've committed new players to new deals. These things haven't dragged out in the summer, which typically has been the case for Arsenal. And you look at other clubs, of course, you would like to make more headwinds in terms of outgoings, but it's a very delicate situation. And we've made relative progress in that regards, people. Whether we're equipped for the season, whether we're better than last season, whether we have better tools available to push closer to City and ultimately bring silverware home this season, are all other debates. As you can see in front of me, 17 minutes ago at the time of making this video, Forest signed Nuno Tavares on loan from Arsenal. Nottingham Forest is delighted to announce the signing of Nuno Tavares from Arsenal. The defender arrives at the City ground on a season-long loan deal, which includes future options. As you know, people, he joins Forest having enjoyed an impressive loan spell in France with Marseille, where he got 6 goals in 31 Ligue 1 appearances. We all know he spent time at Sporting Lisbon and Cisa Pina as a young player before obviously joining Benfica. To date, he has played 28 times for Arsenal, and ironically, on Sunday, we're playing Manchester United. He, scored against Man United as well. He's been capped 6 times for the under-21s of Portugal. Hopefully, he can do the best out there, put himself in the shop window to get a permanent offer, or if something crazy happens, maybe potentially be reintegrated back into Mikel Arteta's team. He's wearing the number 3. Obviously, he's the second ex-Arsenal player joining Nottingham Forest, in that he joins Matt Turner, so an ex/current teammate. Now we'll have to see. He has said Forest is a historic club which won 2 European Cups, and to be part of it makes me really happy. I'm really happy to stay in the Premier League as it's the best league in the world, and I'm thankful to Forest for giving me that opportunity. The chief football officer of Forest said, "We are pleased to welcome Nuno to the club. I know how determined he is to do well, and our staff are all looking forward to working with him." Fair enough, and I'm sure, he would have seen, I'm sure you played against Nottingham Forest a few years ago when we went out, so you know how crazy that atmosphere is. And we obviously last season he didn't play for Arsenal because he was on loan, but he must have seen. Hopefully he puts himself in the shop window, either to be reintegrated back into Arsenal, or he's sold for a profit, whether that's to Nottingham Forest or elsewhere, and just improves him on his Marseille loan. I actually think he had a decent loan spell at Marseille, people, but it's the same old question marks about his consistency, about his defending, about actually his productivity in the final third, away from the 6 goals he scored. So big him up. We did hear, he had interest from clubs abroad. He wanted to stay in the Premier League. 1 minute it didn't look like the Forest deal was happening. Now it has. Again, Arsenal have confirmed that the 23-year-old Nuno Tavares has left on loan this deadline day, people. Fabrizio Romano has said he joins on a 1 million loan fee plus a 12 million buy clause and 3 million in add-ons, people. So it's a bit unclear there, but does that mean it could be potentially 15 million if they were to buy him permanently? Better yet, 16 million if you include the £1 million in a loan fee. Apparently, Romano followed up that. This is a follow-up tweet to what he said, people. The last line here says, "Told buy option clause could become mandatory if certain conditions are met." I don't know what that means. Is that obviously a certain amount of appearances he makes for Nottingham Forest? Is that dependent on them staying in the division? I don't know, but to know that it could potentially become mandatory, unfortunately, Tavares doesn't look like he's part of Arteta's plans. It's one less thing we have to deal with next year, because on paper, there's a bunch of young players that have gone out on loan that will return next year. Have to review what's going on with Kieran Tierney and Tavares. We haven't really got the permanent offers that we've been seeking, so that's quite positive, and every little counts, people. Obviously, if Iwobi completes his move from Fulham to Everton, from Everton to Fulham, apologies, we're probably due a sell-on clause there. Matteo Guendouzi's allegedly joined Lazio. There's a sell-on clause there. Obviously, we've let Balogun go. We've got some loan fees introduced into the club with several young players going out on loan. So we're getting some finances back. Obviously, if we can get Lokonga, Pepe, Cedric, Holding, it's easier said than done. But if those players could move on, it's even better. Albert Sambi Lokonga apparently is subject of a loan bid from Luton Town, the second Arsenal player to be linked with Luton after Rob Holding, in which the Luton Town gaffer basically said that's nonsense. Luton have also been linked with Donny van der Beek of Man United. So I don't know if they're trying to explore several midfield options or they'll just go for one. But Lokonga faces the prospect of next to no football. You never know. If you stay at the club, variables might fall into place and Arteta might have a change of heart, but you probably need to be on the phone to your agent as we're talking on this video. Smash the like button, people, and finding pastures new. Completely off topic, people. In fact, we're jumping ahead, but yeah, big up Eddie Nketiah for getting a call up to the England squad. I think he's been one of our players early on in this season. In the last 3 games we've played, he's had a very good start to the campaign. We've obviously been drawn in our Champions League group, completely off topic as I said, but we've been drawn against Sevilla, PSV and Lens. On the face of that, you would take that draw, but on the face of it, you can't, you got to remember, football isn't just one on paper. It is a bit of a Europa League group. Sevilla are speaking of the Europa League, the reigning Europa League champions. That's a difficult ground to play and a difficult team to play. PSV, we obviously had them in the Europa League group stages last season and they beat us at their place. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but last season, Lens finished second in Liga. So again, you can't just look at the names, but I would describe that as a favourable draw for us, people. What is this? Balogun's explained why he's joined Monaco. I believe to get the best results in life. Sorry, what's going on here? The pop-ups. I believe that you get the best results in life when you're not comfortable, which is true. He also said, so that's why I've taken myself out of my comfort zone, away from my family and friends to improve as a player and also as an individual. I expect to produce here and a lot of pressure is internal. Obviously, the price tag brings expectations, but I'm not afraid of that. There was competition at Arsenal. I wouldn't expect to come to another top club and not face competition. But for me, Ben Yedder is a legend and I'm looking forward to playing alongside him and learning from him. Big up yourself, Balogun. Do what you need to do in that regard. Don't know why I have 3 of the same tab, but Crystal Palace have been linked with Rob Holding. Crystal Palace are late favourites to sign Arsenal defender Rob Holding before tonight's transfer deadline as the Eagles look to strengthen defensively. They're, again, pop-ups. As I said, they're emerging as leading contenders to land Rob Holding. As you know, Rob Holding's been linked with several clubs all summer. In the last few days, Wolves, Crystal Palace, Real Betis, Mallorca, Luton Town. He has also, since the start of the summer, been linked with Besiktas, but so far, at the time of making this vid, nothing appears to be done at this moment in time. Again, it's even said he's got clubs in Italy as well as Spain and England. 27 years of age, a year left on his deal with the option of another one. Hasn't been in the matchday squads. God forbid, but you don't want to be in a scenario where Rob Holding needs to be utilised purely because that means there's a lot of injuries. We rejected a £2 million bid from Besiktas. It's unclear how aggressive Crystal Palace will go in terms of targeting Rob Holding, but the more we can get players out, the better, people. So at the time of making this vid, honestly, that's all there is to discuss, people. Again, I do hope Arsenal could surprise us and maybe, for me, bring a central midfielder in. Who wouldn't mind a right winger? Strikers probably for another transfer window. I would say the immediate goal in the remaining hours is probably to bring in another defensive body. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything we've discussed. Let me know your thoughts on Arsenal's transfer window as a whole. Let me know what you'd actually give it out of 10. Check out the other videos. Stay blessed, stay safe. Appreciative of all of you lot tuned in. Do not forget, on Sunday, I believe we kick off at 4:30 against Manchester United. So I'll be live from 3:30. So make sure you're aware of that watch along. God bless you all. One love.
Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like